There are no words to contain all my wisdom. I am so cunning, crafty, and clever, so filled with deceit, guile, and chicanery. Such a knave, so shrewd, cagey, as well as calculated and diabolical, as I am Vulpine, as tricky as I am untrustworthy. Well, I told you there were not words invented yet to explain how great my brain is, but let me put it this way. The world is several million years old, and several billion people have at one time or another trod upon it. But I, Vicini the Sicilian, am speaking with pure candor and modesty, the slickest, sleekest, slyest, and williest fellow who has yet to come down the pike. In that case, I challenge you to a battle of wits. For the princess, you read my mind. It just seems that way, I told you. It is merely logic and wisdom. To the death, correct again. I accept. Begin the battle. The man in black busied himself a long moment. Then he turned again with a goblet in each hand. Very carefully he put the goblet in his right hand in front of Vicini and put the goblet in his left hand across the kerchief from the hunchback. He sat down in front of the left-hand goblet and dropped the empty iocane packet by the cheese. Your guess, he said. Where is the poison? Guess? Vicini cried. I don't guess, I think. I ponder. I deduce. Then I decide. But I never guess. The battle of wits has begun, the man in black said. It ends when you decide and we drink the wine and find out who is right and who is dead. We both drink, need I add, and swallow, naturally at precisely the same time. It's all so simple, the hunchback said. All I have to do is deduce from what I know of you the way your mind works. Are you the kind of man who would put the poison in his own glass or the glass of his enemy? You're stalling, said the man in black. I'm relishing is what I'm doing, answered the Sicilian. No one has challenged my mind in years, and I love it. By the way, may I swill both goblets? Be my guest. Just be sure you put them down the very same way you found them. The Sicilian sniffed his own glass, then he reached across the kerchief for the goblet of the man in black, and sniffed that. As you said, odorless. As I also said, you're stalling. The Sicilian smiled and stared at the wide goblets. Now a great fool, he began, would place the poison in his own goblet, because he would know that only a great fool would reach for what he was given. I am clearly not a great fool, so I will clearly not reach for your wine. That your final choice? No, because you knew I was not a great fool. Because you knew I was not a great fool, so you would know that I would never fall for such a trick. You would count on it. So I would clearly not reach for mine either. Keep going, said the man in black. I intend to. The Sicilian reflected a moment. We have now decided that the poison cup is most likely in front of you. But the poison is powder made from iocane, and iocane only comes from Australia, and Australia, as everyone knows, is peopled with criminals, and criminals are used to having people not trust them, as I don't trust you, which means I can clearly not choose the wine in front of you. The man in black was starting to get nervous. But, again, you must have suspected I knew the origins of iocane, so you would have only knew that I knew about the criminals and the criminal behavior. Therefore, I can clearly not choose the wine in front of me. Truly, you have a dizzying intellect, whispered the man in black. You have beaten my Turk, which means you are exceptionally strong, and exceptionally strong men are convinced that they are too powerful ever to die, too powerful even for iocane poison. So you could have put it in your cup, trusting on your strength to save you. Thus I can clearly not choose the wine in front of you. The man in black was very nervous now. But you've also bested my Spaniard, which means you must have studied, and he studied many years for his excellence. And if you can study, you are clearly more than simply strong. You are aware of how mortal we all are, and you do not wish to die. So you would have kept the poison as far from yourself as possible. Therefore, I can clearly not choose the wine in front of me. You're just trying to make me give away something with all this chatter, the man in black said angrily. Well, it won't work. You'll learn nothing from me, that I promise you. I've already learned everything from you, said the Sicilian. I know where the poison is. Only a genius would have deduced as much. fortunate for me that I happen to be one, said the hunchback, growing more and more amused now. You cannot frighten me, said the man in black, but there was fear all through his voice. Shall we drink then? Pick, choose, quit dragging it out. You don't know. You couldn't know. The Sicilian only smiled at the outburst. Then a strange look crossed his features as he pointed off behind the man in black. What in the world could that be? He asked. The man in black turned and looked. I don't see anything. Oh, well, I could have sworn I saw something. No matter. The Sicilian began to laugh. I don't understand what's so funny, said the man in black. Tell you in a minute, said the hunchback. But first, let's drink. And then he picked up his own wine goblet. The man in black picked up the one in front of him. They drank. You guessed wrong, said the man in black. You only think I guessed wrong, said the Sicilian, his laughter ringing louder. That's what's so funny! I switched glasses when your back was turned! There was nothing for the man in black to say. Fool! Cried the hunchback. You fell victim to one of the classic blunders. The most famous is never get involved in a land war in Asia, but only slightly less well known as this. Never go in against a Sicilian with death is on the line! He was quite cheery until the iocane powder took effect. The man in black stepped quickly over the corpse and roughly ripped the blindfold from the princess's eyes. I heard everything that Buttercup began, and then she said, oh, because she had never been next to a dead man before. You killed him, she whispered finally. I let him die laughing. Wow! That sure is a response. To think, she murmured. All that time it was your cup that was poisoned. They were both poisoned, said the man in black. I've spent the past 2 years building up immunity to iocane powder. May I go back to the very first thing that he said at the beginning of this battle of wits? Open it and inhale, but be careful not to touch. I smell nothing. What you do not smell is called iocane powder. It is odorless, tasteless, and dissolves immediately into any kind of liquid. It also happens to be the deadliest poison known to man. Are you telling me that this guy built up an immunity to freaking the most deadliest poison in this world? I mean, I know. It's fantasy, whatever. But jeez. Wow. I love this book so much. Get away! I'm telling you, or I call the bird squad. I'm on the bird squad, this other voice said from outside the door. A big, deep voice wanted to stay friendly with. We need a miracle. It's very important, the skinny guy said from outside. I'm retired, Max said. Anyway, you wouldn't want someone the king got rid of, would you? I might kill whoever you want me to miracle. He's already dead, the skinny guy said. He is, huh? Max said, a little interest in his voice now. He opened the door a peek's worth again. I'm good at dead. See, that's a little different from the movie, because in the movie, I love just the subtlety from besides I might kill him to he's already dead, and then he just goes, bring him in. Wait a second, there is another one in this part that I really liked. Oh, there it is. Where is it? True love. Fezzik grabbed onto Indigo in panic as they both pivoted, staring at the man in black, who was silent again. True love, he said. Indigo cried. You heard him. True love is what he wants to come back for. That's certainly worthwhile. Sonny, don't you tell me what's worthwhile. True love is the best thing in the world, except for Chop. Of course I screwed that up. The best line in this whole book, and I screwed it up. Sonny, don't you tell me what's worthwhile. True love is the best thing in the world, except for cough drops. Everybody knows that. Then you'll save him? Yes, absolutely, I would save him if he had said true love. But you misheard, whereas I, being an expert on the bellows cram, will tell you that any qualified tongued man would only be happy to verify, namely, that the F sound is the hardest for a corpse master, and that it therefore comes out VA, which your friend was to say to blow, which means he meant, obviously, to bluff. Clearly he's either involved in a shady business deal or a card game and wishes to win. That is certainly not reason enough for a miracle. I'm sorry, I never change my mind once it's made up. Goodbye, take your corpse with you. Liar! Liar! Shrieked suddenly from the now open trapdoor. Miracle Maxwell. Back, witch! He commanded. I'm not your witch! I'm not a witch! I'm your wife! God, I love this book! I'm not a witch, I'm your wife! No, there it is. Yikes. Gosh, I love this too much. Oh, and of course I flip it to the... I'm not gonna go there. Anyways. Bet you can't guess where that came from. Ha-ha! Oh, God, my throat. Wee. What in the world was that sound? What in the world is that noise? Oh, well. I'm not a witch, I'm your wife! Hello. My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die. Booyah! Oh gosh. I love this book too much. The movie was great too. Both of them are great. I'm so happy I did this.